I'm joined this morning by Sean Browne, the CFO from the Kellett Group, manufacturers of the very popular Respa mattress brand. So good morning, Sean, and thanks for joining me.
Good morning, Sinead.
So maybe if we start off with a little bit of background on your company, can you tell us a little bit about the Kellett Group?
Yeah, the Kellett Group was founded in 1947 by a guy called Jack Kellett in Oldcastle, County Meath. Today, the business employs approximately 200 people and is on its third generation of owners. So it's a family-run business. We manufacture mattresses, divans, and headboards. Primarily under the Respa Inspire, and the Sleep Tight range. And we sell to approximately 300 stores in Ireland and a huge volume of hotels in both Ireland and the UK. In 2000, the business actually went on fire due to an electrical fault and completely burned down, and was rebuilt again within 12 months.
Wow, so I guess your business is no stranger to challenges. So I guess when the COVID crisis hit, what sort of specific challenges did your business face?
Essentially, the retail stores shut down in mid-March onwards. We shut our business on the 25th of March. From that point of view, we had a lot of challenges. We had, obviously, the first concern is cash management, and we had our suppliers to organise for payment, getting payment from customers, looking at how our business is going to look going forward. We obviously also had a lot of raw materials that would come in from the UK, Belgium, Turkey, China, and a number of other countries. And all these were operating on a different shutdown time period to, say, Ireland. China, for instance, had shut down from January to March, so that had given us a lot of logistical difficulties even then at that stage.
And so during the lockdown, what plans did you put in place to help you better prepare for your return to work?
Well, one of the benefits, I suppose, of the lockdown was that you get very little distractions from the day-to-day running of the business, and it gave us an opportunity to have a look at the business, how it was going to develop going forward over the coming years, have a look at what things we can do better, what opportunities there are in the marketplace, and to ask ourselves the hard questions as regards where we can take this business going forward. Generally, every year in January, we identify about 10 programs that we allocate our management team to these projects throughout the year. And the lockdown allowed us to concentrate on getting a number of these projects completed in that time frame. We obviously also had a number of projects working in relation to NetSuite, our ERP system, and we had approximately 3,500 mattresses where we needed to put the product specification up on the system. So the lockdown allowed us the opportunity to get that done in a lot faster time frame than it would normally have taken otherwise. Obviously, there was a number of other things as well we would have worked on. Health and safety, we obviously had to make our factory compliant to the new health and safety standards when we returned. So there was quite a number of people working on that. And we took the opportunity in relation to our office and sales staff that to give them online courses in Excel, PowerPoint, etc. during that period.
Wow, it's great to see that your business didn't just grind to a halt and that you've been continuing to use and invest your time into the business and into your people and your processes, and that's really great to hear. So then as businesses then started to reopen, nobody had any idea what to expect. So would you say that your reopening matched your expectations, or were there any particular surprises?
No, I suppose we were a bit apprehensive when we came back as to what exactly we would be facing. Various economists were telling us that there would be a sharp V in terms of a climb out of the recession. But at the same time, you're hearing messages from other industries like the travel industry, the leisure industry, the high street, where businesses were closing down. So
Yeah.
you're quite apprehensive in terms of what it is going to mean for your business. The first week back in late May was relatively quiet, but that was primarily because the shops weren't open yet. The following week, the shops opened, and we got in the first 3 weeks what I would call a tsunami of orders, where we took in about 10 weeks orders in the space of 3 weeks. That obviously gave us a lot of challenges in terms of production capacity and in terms of delivery capacity in order to satisfy our customers and the end consumer. So we spent a lot of time actually over the first 3 weeks hiring staff, and we have taken on about 30 to 40 staff in that period. And we probably expect while the volumes have subsided a little since then, we still expect the demand to be very strong right out to the end of the year.
Wow, it's really fantastic to hear such a positive story coming out of an Irish manufacturing business, particularly when there's so much uncertainty and negativity around. Are there any particular reasons that you would point to for this surge in demand? And also, can you share a little bit about the role that NetSuite has played in your business?
Would probably be a number of reasons, right? Quite a lot of people who would have been working during the lockdown had extra disposable income from the point of view that they didn't have any childcare costs, holidays were cancelled, they can't spend the money that they have because retail stores, restaurants, pubs, they're all shut down. So people weren't spending as much. People were obviously apprehensive in terms of saving and weren't sure what to expect. Mattresses aren't what I would call a fashion item. People don't change them with the seasons. They only change them once every 4 to 5 years. So when a person has a need for a mattress, they have a need for it, right? So when we came back, obviously with the shutdown, there was 2 months there where people that had a major need for a mattress were really anxious to get it, and hence why we had a huge demand for the Respa product during that period.
Great. And in terms of NetSuite then in the business?
NetSuite has worked very well for us as an ERP system. First of all, I suppose it's cloud-based, which allowed us when we were during the lockdown to be able to work on it over that period. We had to pay suppliers. We were getting payments in from our customers, putting through purchase orders, reviewing the business and what is going on from that point of view. Also, when we came back and when the orders started to flow in, we can normally handle about 400,000 euros worth of orders in a week. But the volume that we were getting in, certainly under our previous legacy system, we could not have been able to handle 2 to 3 times the volume, right? It also allowed us to see where the bottlenecks were going to occur on the factory floor and in terms of our logistics, and then which allowed us then to plan in advance for that scenario, like where we get specific types of mattresses. If there is growth in volumes, we can see quite clearly what raw materials we needed to increase in volume and order accordingly. Like I would say, the planning is a major impact, right? It brought a lot of less stress on the factory floor from that point of view.
So would you say your own ability to react quickly and to get at that core data quickly and easily has been a big help to the business?
Absolutely. From the point of view that the volume that we are putting through now every week in terms of sales going out is almost double what we were doing 2 months ago.
Okay.
Lockdown, right? So from that point of view, and we're able to handle it. There isn't a huge amount of stress out there. Obviously, we are very busy. Everybody is very positive about the situation. They're very glad to be working here when they see what is happening in other industries like the leisure and trade, retail stores, etc.
And so as the economy then begins to open back up again, can you share a little bit about the Kellett Group's plans and growth ambitions for the future?
Well, we during the lockdown took quite a bit of time to have a look at the business and how we can develop it going forward. We believe we put a lot of good foundations in here over the last 2 to 3 years in terms of planning on the factory floor, in terms of ERP installation. And this will allow our business, we believe, to grow by approximately 40% in the next 2 to 3 years. We hope to achieve that by developing new products, entering new markets in both the UK and Europe. And obviously we've got Brexit coming up on the December the 31st. And we will be looking at that as an opportunity rather than a negative, in that it will force us to go into other markets. And to do that, we need to have a very efficient production facility here, because obviously when you are transporting goods across borders, you're incurring a higher transport and logistics cost than other competitors in those countries. So it forces you to be more efficient from a production point of view, and NetSuite helps us in that regard.
Okay, well, it's really a fascinating story and really great to hear that you're doing so well. So I think you'll also be inspiring other businesses out there who may be just a little bit uncertain as to how things may go. So thank you once again, Sean. It's been great chatting to you, and I wish you all the best of luck with everything.
Thank you, Sinead.